Rahman Rahim. We are talking about the dietary management of pancreatitis, and up till now we have discussed pancreas, its anatomy, its functions, and subsequently we have talked about the acute pancreatitis, and now we are going to discuss the chronic pancreatitis. In contrast to acute, chronic pancreatitis evolves insidiously over many years. So the name is indicating that the individual have the history of pancreatitis since long times. Uh, Chronic pancreatitis is characterized by the recurrent attacks of epigastric pain, means pain in the upper part of the gastric, long duration that may radiate into the back. So this is the common symptom uh, of chronic pancreatitis. The pain can be precipitated by meals. Associated nausea, vomiting, diarrhea make it difficult to maintain adequate nutritional status. So ultimately, there are chances of protein energy malnutrition because of pancreatic insufficiency and inadequate food intake. Patients with chronic pancreatitis admitted in tertiary care health facilities usually have malnutrition, increased energy requirements, weight loss, and, deficits of lean muscles and adipose tissues, visceral protein depletion, and impaired immune function. So these are common signs and symptoms uh, found in patients which are admitted in the hospitals. So the objective of therapy for the patient is to prevent further damage to the pancreas, decrease the number of attacks of acute inflammation, alleviate the pain, decrease the satiatoria, and correct the malnutrition. So all these are objectives which we have to achieve through the provision or elimination of certain foods. Dietary intake should be as liberal as possible, but modifications may be necessary to minimize the severity and the symptoms. So the first goal of medical nutrition therapy is to provide optimal nutritional support, and second one is to decrease the pain by minimizing stimulation of exocrine pancreatic secretions. Both cholecystokinin, uh, because cholecystokinin stimulates secretions from the exocrine pancreas. One approach is to decrease the CCK levels. Uh, Cholecystokinin is basically a peptide hormone of the gastrointestinal system, and its production, it is responsible for stimulating the digestion of fats and proteins. You can say the metabolism of fats and protein is not uh, possible in the absence of cholecystokinin hormone. Its presence causes the release of digestive enzymes and bile from the pancreas and gallbladder, respectively, and however, it also acts as a hunger suppressant. If postprandial pain is a limiting factor, means after taking the meal, pain is there, alternative enteral therapies that minimally stimulate the pancreas are suggested. Nutrition counseling, use of antioxidants, pancreatic enzymes may play a role in the effective management of chronic pancreatitis. When pancreatic function is diminished by approximately 90%, enzyme production and secretions are insufficient. So ultimately, maldigestion and malabsorption of protein and fat is there, and it becomes a real problem. Large meals with high fat foods and alcohol should be avoided, and patient may present with weight loss, despite adequate energy intake and will complain of bulky, greasy stool. So these are indicators that the individual is losing the weight, as well as they have a foul smell in the stool. Pancreatic enzymes replacement therapy PERT is mandatory at this time. Pancreatic enzyme replacements are given orally with meals, and doses should be at least 30,000 units of lipases with each meal. To promote weight gain, the level of fat in the diet should be maximum a patient can tolerate without increased satiatoria or pain. So, especially the usage of medium chain triglycerides are suggested. We will see what are the benefits of medium chain triglyceride oils as compared to the other dietary fats. Additional therapies that may be tried to maintain nutritional status and minimize the symptoms in patients with maximum enzyme supplementation include a low fat diet, means 40 to 60 grams per day, or substitution of diet with the medium chain triglyceride oils to improve the fat absorption and the weight gain. Meals should be small and frequent. Diet should be low fat, primarily from vegetable based oils such as olive oil, reduced significantly, or eliminate trans fatty acids found in the commercially baked products. Substitution of dietary fat with medium chain triglyceride oils may relieve satiatoria and lead to the weight gain. Malabsorption of fat soluble vitamins may occur in patients with significant satiatoria. So ultimately, supplementation, provision of fat soluble vitamins through supplementation is suggested. Medium chain triglycerides, basically this is the fractionated oil made from the regular coconut oil and mainly consist of falling medium chain fatty acids ranging from 6 carbon to 12 carbon, like caproic, caproylic, capric, and lyuric acids. So all these are examples of medium chain triglycerides. The medium chain triglycerides are fatty acids in medium chain triglycerides have 6 to 12 carbon atoms. So basically, when we see the food sources of rich in medium chain triglycerides, coconut is at the top with more than 60%. These four fatty acids, followed by palm kernel oil, and which has almost 40 to 50% medium chain triglycerides. Similarly, uh, daily products can range 10 to 12% medium chain triglycerides. Eating a diet rich in medium chain triglycerides may lead to a modest weight loss, helping you eat less and burn more fat. Medium chain triglycerides are also less likely to be stored as a fats. So the accumulation of fat in adipose tissues will be less. Medium chain triglycerides mainly consist of the medium chain fatty acids, caproilic acid and caproic acid. So these are two main fatty acids which are present in medium chain triglycerides. Overall, there are four fatty acids: caproic, caproilic, capric, and lyuric acid. Evidences have shown that medium chain triglycerides may increase fat oxidation, cognition, energy, and satiety. So, in our diet, we should use some portion of edible fats in the form of medium chain triglycerides. In case of pancreatic deficiency of pancreatic proteases, it becomes essential to provide these enzymes as a supplemental form. Likewise, the provision of vitamin B12, which requires protein for its carrying as a carrier, should be provided. With appropriate supplemental enzyme therapy, vitamin absorption should be improved. However, the patient should still be monitored periodically for vitamin deficiencies. Fat-soluble forms of fat-soluble vitamins or parenteral administration of vitamin B12 becomes essential. There are evidences that increasing intake of antioxidants, which are mainly present in fruits and vegetables, they may help to protect against pancreatitis or alleviate the symptoms of uh, this condition. Because pancreatic bicarbonate secretion is frequently defective, medical management may also include maintenance of an optimal intestinal pH to facilitate enzyme activation. So basically, a chyme with high acidity is poured in the duodenum, and the pancreatic juice basically in the form of bicarbonates neutralize this acidic chyme and shift it towards the alkaline so that intestinal juice enzymes and pancreatic juice enzymes may work better. So if pancreatic bicarbonate secretion is uh, not proper, then we have to reduce the acidity of chyme in the stomach by using some medicines like antacids, hydrogen receptor antagonists, or the proton pump inhibitors that may reduce the gastric acid secretions. These can be used to achieve this effect. In chronic cases with extensive pancreatic destruction, the insulin secreting capacity of the pancreas also decreased and the glucose intolerance may develop. So treatment with insulin and nutrition therapy is then required. Management is delicate and should focus on the control of symptoms rather than the normoglycemia. Normoglycemia means we are interested to normalize the levels of glucose in the body. So basically, dietary management should be focused mainly on the control of symptoms rather than the control of glucose levels. Efforts should be made to cater the patient's tolerance and preferences of nutritional management. However, alcohol is prohibited because of the possibility of further worsening the pancreatic disease. There is evidence that the progressive destruction of the pancreas will be slowed in alcoholic patients who abstains from the alcohol. Besides medical nutrition and medical nutrition therapy, pancreatic surgery is also uh, becomes essential in certain cases. A surgical procedure often used for pancreatic carcinoma uh, with the help of Whipple procedure, and we have seen the detailed video tutorial related to the Whipple procedure. Cholecystectomy, vagotomy, and partial gastrectomy may also be done during the surgery, and pancreatic duct is re-anastomized to the duodenum. Partial or complete uh, pancreatic insufficiency can result depending on the extent of pancreatic secretions. Most patients who have undergone pancreatic resection also at risk of vitamin and mineral deficiencies, and they should use the vitamin and mineral supplements to cope up these deficiencies. Nutrition care is similar to the chronic pancreatitis in case of this pancreatic surgery. So this is the suggested material for further reading. Thank you.